Alright, Shalom, back with another quick video. Um, this particular video, I just wanted to get into the power of words. We know that life and death is in the power of the tongue, and oftentimes we may speak and say things unknowingly, um, not aware of what we're actually speaking over ourselves, over our lives, over our children, over our marriages and friendships, other relationships, and all of that stuff. Um, and in particular, I'll get into the term falling in love and falling out of love. And basically, basically, we have to be careful what we speak. When we say um, when we use the term fall in love or fall out of love, we have to understand, especially from our original language, what these words mean. To fall is a negative thing. That's a negative connotation. And I did pull some Hebrew and Greek numbers for the word fall. I'm going to read some of the definitions because something just so small, just so seemingly simple as um, to fall in love, actually, you're speaking. Well, I'll show you what you're speaking over yourself and over your relationship when you say you fall in love um, or fall out of love. You don't fall in love or out of love. Love is actually a commitment. It requires action, and it's not something you just fall into. You have to make an active effort to love someone and to stick by the commitment to love that person. So, this fall in love, we speak regarding emotion, and we just have to be really careful with this word. Uh, Not just wordplay, but like the words we actually use to determine and communicate exactly what we're trying to express. Because, like I said, it oftentimes or often enough is something we don't actually mean, um, and we haven't actually taken into consideration. So I'm only going to read a couple definitions from the Hebrew and the Greek, but I'll give all the Hebrew um, numbers I pulled and all the Greek numbers I pulled. Okay, so for fall, we have Hebrew number 5307 and 5308, and that is defined as to be lost, perish, cast down, cease, die, divide, fail. So when you say you want to fall in love, think of what fall actually means. It's to be cast down. So that's not what we want to be. Um, Maybe you want to be in love, but you definitely don't want to fall in love. To fall in love is to fail in love. Um, we also have Hebrew number 7264, and that's to quiver with any violent emotion, to be afraid, to fret, to trouble. Hebrew number 3782 is to falter, to stumble, to be decayed, to fail. Hebrew number 5203, to smite, to cast off, to reject, to forsake. We also have Hebrew number 6293, Hebrew number 7997, Hebrew number 3381, Hebrew number 5064, and that's 5064, Hebrew number 78 12, Hebrew number 4131, Hebrew number 3832, and Hebrew number 4658. So we just have to be careful what context we use words, the things we speak over ourselves and over our lives. We definitely don't want to be in any fallen state or fallen state, regardless of what context um, it may be. So, yeah. The Greek numbers, I pulled Greek number 40, that's 4098, and that's to fall or to fail. Greek number 4431, Greek number 1706, which is to fall on, to be entrapped by, or to be overwhelmed. Greek number 1601, to drop away, to lose, to become inefficient. Greek number 868, Greek number 3900, Greek number 4625, and that's defined as scandal, a snare, cause of displeasure or sin. Um, Greek number 3895, Greek number 4045, and that's to fall into something that is all around, and Greek number 4417. And it's important to not just be mindful of what we say, because we'll have to give an account of every idle word that comes out of our mouths. Um, but it's important to go back to the original language and look at this stuff and see really what it's talking about. A lot of these concepts, a lot of these thoughts that we have, or ideas that are put on us, um, they're not biblical. They're pagan. They're of a westernized mindset. Perfect example is romance. What is this romance? Okay. Is it flowers, candy, chocolates, date nights, and all of this stuff? What does that have to do? I mean, it has its place, but in these westernized cultures, we put so much emphasis on romance as opposed to virtuousness, as opposed to righteousness, as opposed to a woman building her house, uh, as opposed to husbands loving their wives as the Messiah loved the church. Like this so-called romantic stuff that we get so entangled in, and we really put more weight on that. And I'm saying we in general, because I know that's not the case with everybody, especially those who have come into the knowledge of the true truth, and priorities have changed. But I can remember at one point, it was a common, popular thing to, you know, mindset, I should say, not a thing, but it was a popular, common mindset that, to express your love or affection, give flowers, um, you go on these romantic dates, um, you just do certain things. It was like a very cookie cutter, materialistic uh, type of way of doing things. Now, I'm not saying that you should not do those things. You definitely can receive flowers or buy flowers, whatever. Um, but it should be from the context of just giving out of appreciation, and don't associate that with specifically romance, because you can give flowers to anybody, really, um, to express your care, concern, affection for that person. And if you don't receive flowers, that doesn't mean that, your spouse does not care about you or does not love you. But if we associate these things with actual value, with how we gauge whether or not a person cares for us, then we totally miss the mark, really, because what, I mean, what weight do these things really hold? My husband, because he doesn't like buying flowers. He'll buy them for me because I just like flowers. But what he did was he bought me some seeds for me to plant my own flowers. Like, first of all, I thought that was brilliant because I have something that I can, you know, cultivate and watch grow and have take part in all of that process and then enjoy the beauty of it. Um, over and over and over again. That's something that lasts longer. So because he didn't buy me some flowers that are already cut and stemmed and gonna, die, even though I'm really good at taking care of those things, that doesn't mean that there's a less love. It's actually more thoughtful to me to do that because I do enjoy growing things, planting things, and all of those things. So that was actually like a two for one type of deal. Yeah. But this fallen state is just, when we look at our society now, the condition we're in now, it's very much a fallen state. So we just don't want to speak those things over ourselves or anything concerning us or our families. And we don't want to buy into the hype that doing XYZ uh, is how you determine love and worth and value and stuff like that, because that's absolutely ridiculous. If your spouse is providing for you, they take care of you, they support you, they're with you, that's love. Like, that's the commitment, that every day in and out, um, through thick and thin, no matter what, like till death do us part type situation. That's what constitutes love, okay? Your husband is kind to you, he loves you, he treats you well. That, you know, that right there, there's sacrifice. Because when we think about it, this world is so wicked, and going out into this world and dealing with all this wickedness, because that is um pretty much where we're at and what we deal with in order to support our families. That, torment of even having to be dealing with this world, like, that's an expression of love to me, because you have people who refuse to provide for their families. So, we have to give greater appreciation for that, because it could be another way. Not, for those who walking according to the word, but it happens. It does happen. So, you know, appreciate that hardworking spouse and stuff like that, and just be careful what you speak over yourself and over your children. Definitely, you know, um, don't. And I don't like telling people what to do, but I really despise when people call their children sexy. Like, that's a baby. Why are you speaking something that is like defined as enticing over a child? Don't speak those things over your children. Just be mindful of that. Don't, children are not supposed to be sexy. Like, expand your vocabulary if you don't have another word to describe your child, or go to the scriptures. Children are precious. They're, a gift, you know, heritage, a blessing. Call them beautiful, cute, adorable, whatever. But sexy, come on, I don't, I just, I'm not for it. So, yeah. Speaking those things over them. I remember being like 10 years old or 11 years old, and this grown man of my aunts, one of my aunts, I was over my aunt's house, and he told me, "Oh, when you grow up, you're gonna be a heartbreaker." And I'm like, first of all, guy, you're like 30 something, and I'm like seriously a kid, barely in double digits, like miss me completely with that BS. But we gotta protect our kids, and also when we learn these things and we teach these things, because we have to teach these things, we can't be hoarders of information. And I'm not gonna be rambling too much longer. But when we teach them to understand the power and weight of words and value those things, then these are things that they can actually look out for. And those will be indicators and indications that, this is potentially a problem, you know, because if I didn't know any better, I would think that maybe that's a compliment. But why are you looking at a 10-year-old, 11-year-old child and using them here like, oh, you're going to be a heartbreaker? What? That's completely inappropriate for a grown man to say to a child, period. And I did not know this person at all. So now I'm just on guard because I was taught to be on guard and watch these men, because some men can be predators. I'm watching like, no, I'm not gonna be around you because you thinking I'm cute and I'm a baby still, you know. Mm-mm. So words, we have to watch them, pay attention to them, um, be mindful of them, and understand what we speak when we say it. Um, that's just like calling someone a fool. We have to look at the scripture concerning what it says about that, and I'm not going to get all off into that, but that was just these are just examples of things as far as what we need to be mindful of. Calling someone stupid or dumb, idiot, whatever. Don't do it. you know if they're unlearned, they're ignorant, but what makes them stupid, you know or to say someone is acting stupid. Okay. Are they really? Are they being defiant? Are they, acting in ignorance? Or is this like a blatant, outright thing? Like this, we have to be very careful because words stick. That whole sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. You tell that to a kid who's being bullied, okay? Words are powerful. That's not the scriptures. We teach the kids that and all this other stuff. Teach them righteousness. Teach them scriptures. Teach them to condemn every tongue that rises up against them falsely. Teach them that, as opposed to words will never hurt me. What do you think curses are? They're words, okay? Spells. So, yeah, no. We stand under the covering of the Most High and understand what to do with these words, and we deal with them accordingly, according to the righteousness of the Most High. What are your prayers? They're words. You speak life. You speak blessings. Okay? So we just have to be mindful of our words. That's pretty much all I have for this topic. I just wanted to go into a little consideration about words, and especially this fall in love stuff, because we hear it so much in music. And that's one of the tricks of the enemy, to entice your mind and your thought process into thinking that you desire a fallen state. And we don't. No matter what the music tells you, the word tells you differently. So until next video, shalom.